sick with no remedy. All my thoughts come from loud and some Hennessy. God told me show mercy to my enemy, but the devil saying make his ass a memory. I'm blacking out and yesterday is just a blur to me. And the only way to stop me is to murder me. I spit it hot, I burn a track to the 3rd degree. A surgeon to the beat, I give it open heart surgery. I give it life, I keep it real. I'm spitting life, my wrongs, my rights, my kids and wife. Life's a gamble, I'm pitching dice. Bob Barker grind, looking for the right price. Stuck in the trap for the cheese like mice. Lance Armstrong.
All right. Intro.
Yes.
We can go with it.
Yo, it's the Mother Loving Porch Monkey podcast. And please don't forget to say podcast, yo, because the price of groceries are too high for you to run up on me while I'm trying to debate if I want Jiffy or this other type of peanut butter that's $7 a piece. And you talking about some, hey, Porch Monkey, you ain't even say my name at this point. You just straight up called me a Porch Monkey.
And he was angry because you took the last Peter Pan. So
y'all remember when Hulk Hogan suplexed Ultimate Warrior?
Oof.
But I stopped in midair because you know who was coming. Pause.
I was already on the ropes. Once again, we're in the grocery store. I don't know where ropes were. I was on the top. Looking from the top.
Midair. Boom! What is the matter with you?
I don't know.
You ever not say Porch Monkey podcast?
And we just not saying this to just white people.
Yes.
We're saying this to even people of color.
To everybody.
If you say, hey, aren't y'all the Porch Monkey? If you get slapped in less than 3 seconds before you even finish the rest of the word, it's because you're not respecting the gangster of the PMP show.
The PMP show. How dare you? Like the drop said.
How dare you? I like that.
Oh, this is so lovely to be back in the studio.
Yeah, it is, man.
Yes.
You know, because we've been on the porch, we've been in the studio, but we've been doing this for a long time.
Yeah.
And to be back with paramortal
visuals giving you this crystal clear clarity.
Yeah.
Book them. Go to the Instagram, go to the Facebook, holla at me or Jimmy personally. We got you. $15 off your first visit. I'm going to slide that in my pocket.
Right.
They're
going to be like, who the fuck?
Yeah,
they're going to show up here. But like, Z told me on the podcast I could get my shit $15 off. We're not honoring that. We don't.
No, sir.
I had nothing to do with that.
Come holla at the brothers, man. They very professional, very beautiful studio.
Yeah.
Come get with them.
Yeah.
Straight up.
And we started with them. We going to finish with them, for Christ.
Always. And shout out to Info Guy, you know what I'm saying?
Culture creators,
you know what I mean? Like he always holding us down as usual. You
exactly.
know, definitely comes.
Info Guy set us up with this.
New vision.
Okay, so New Vision or Culture Creators, or is it both?
Both.
Okay, so New Vision and Culture Creators.
Yeah.
We're going to throw them both out there. That clap of that round of applause is excellent. Like, after you just bust, right, and you hit it good and she just laid out
I need to hear that in my ear.
I need just like can't move and she just sweaty as shit and you just walk out the room. That's the music.
I need to hear that in my ear, right?
Like, can you please bring me some water? You stand up like,
looking like Hercules.
You feel like Paul Orndorff, Mr. Wonderful.
They don't know about Paul Orndorff. They don't know about Paul Orndorff. That's a real OG wrestler right there. Shit, that nigga hit you with that. I think he did. What did he do to you?
I don't know, but there was a lot of cocaine going on in that era.
What?
In wrestling. I just want to say.
Too much cocaine going
But
on.
I think you had to be on cocaine to wrestle back in the 80s.
Steroids and cocaine, definitely.
Nah, because you know what happened?
Ill combination.
I'm going to tell you how I know, because there were regular guys wrestling. They were talented. They could do it.
Yes.
But then once somebody would come in and you know they were on something extra and they just had a hell of a performance, it's like, yo, I want what he just did.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Remember when, what's my man, Scott Steiner became Papa Pump?
Oh, yeah. Steroid guy?
Man.
That's...
Yo, my man was the size of this table.
Yeah.
Like, his arms.
That was ridiculous.
Yeah, yo.
But,
straight steroid.
You know something? We didn't even introduce ourselves to say who we were. And
yeah, you know, we kind of got ahead of ourselves. So
we're excited to be back in the fucking studio.
Oh, man. You want to go first or you want me to go first?
Well, I was going to... Okay, I'll go first. Okay.
Thank you.
It's the PMP show.
Yes, it is.
It's your boy Jimmy VIP.
Yes, it is.
AKA, I was gonna be Preparation J. Because I'm prepared.
Always.
But I was watching Back to the Future Part 2 earlier today.
Okay, Marty McFly.
On my way here. So I said, you know what? I could possibly be a McFly with the almanac. So Jimmy VIP, AKA Jimmy McFly from the future.
Jimmy McFly, I like that. I like Jimmy McFly. So I got a remix of 80s movies. So
what you got?
Man, let me see. Well, of course, you know, first and foremost is World War Z. We took the Spread Love off of it because we brought war back because I don't know what's going on in the world today.
Yo.
So it's World War Z, a.k.a.
He's stalling.
I'm definitely stalling. Now we brought 80s movies back, a.k.a. King Jaffe Joe.
I like that.
Yes.
That was good.
But I used the old lion over my shoulder.
I used that before.
I mean, I just had to go with the 80s movie, the first one that came to mind.
Okay.
So.
I thought she was going to be like Dirk Diggler or Joe Pesci or something.
Oh, shit.
Anyway. Yeah. So we back though, man. We back in the studio. We back for another episode. We do have a star. Kyla Lacey's in the building, ladies and gentlemen. And she's going to chop it up with us about certain issues. I got a couple of questions. He got a couple of questions because people always say on our show, for the most part, like my wife say this, my sister say this. They say y'all show is so men. It's I don't know the word that I'm saying. Like it's so male dominant,
opinionated, and I can see.
So every time we give our opinions on something, we giving it from the point of view of the man. You know what I'm saying? And I'm probably on the show. We'll talk about this. I'm always like, yeah, you know, females.
He understands more.
Yeah.
He's more lenient with certain things. Y'all go back and check some of those episodes out.
Yeah, right. They need to.
Yeah, because we was that was a fun episode because like I was like, no way they should be allowed to do it. And
And
Jimmy
I was
Pander over here.
Yeah, I'm Jimmy Pander. That was my name that day. But you know, I was like, nah, but they should. You know, it's equal. And you know, I can't wait till we get into some topics with her.
Right. It's going to be
fun. The shit that we be talking about.
It's definitely going to be
It'll definitely be funny. But so before we get there, she'll be out after we take this quick break. But now that we here back at the studio, man, just a
You got to soak it in.
Release,
This is our first episode we recorded inside in what? Almost not a year, but almost might have been.
Disco.
It's been a year from Disco. It's been a year.
It was in September we left Disco, I believe.
We took it back to the porch days. So, yeah, man.
So,
I mean, my nigga, like, as far as, like, topics, though, I know we wanted to save a couple, but there was one hot off the press that our special guest said the feds ran up in Donald Trump's home.
Yeah.
So, you know, by the time y'all see this, of course, the story will be out. You know what I mean? I'm so used to talking about, you know, live. I forgot that this is going to be
Speaking of which.
But, so by the time, you know, y'all see this, we'll figure the story out. But, yeah, so whatever Trump got going on.
I hope they find drugs.
There's going to be cocaine everywhere.
Nah, they're not, like, no, but I want them to find a lot. Like, I want him to be supplying the whole Eastern Seaboard. Yeah. I want them to find pornography material. I want them to find, because, like, I'm, like...
You know, I think
I love R. Kelly music. I'm just going to throw that out there.
I think Joe Biden did this. Because I think Trump somehow had Biden's son's laptop leak with all that shit when he was smoking crack and all of that. I think that was a Trump move. I think Trump had some type of assassin.
And that's a retaliation.
That footage. Yeah, this is a retaliation.
I could see that.
Yeah. You know, they play dirty games, them guys over there. So maybe having Blackwater agents work for them and all of that.
Yeah, Blackwater. I don't even... Like, that's above my pay grade, man.
Definitely.
That's definitely above my pay grade.
G14 classified. Definitely.
100%.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Yeah, definitely.
But one thing is not above our pay grade is you niggas, man.
Boy, you know, we love to talk about you niggas.
We do. And the only reason why, because I could only talk about what I know. Like, I know about other nationalities, and I know one thing I know for certain is we cannot start expecting we can't start expecting other people, other races to give us respect if we don't first respect ourselves. That's first and foremost, yo. Like, you know, we always want to march or do something when somebody get, you know, violated. But you know, we get violated every day. Like we did, like, I hate saying this shit because it's a repetitive term, but we are disenfranchised, man.
Yeah, we are.
And we always want to, as soon as something happens, like a big incident, like, you know, we were shooting live when Floyd.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And we had a whole episode about that.
Yeah.
And we were talking about, it's just going to be, all we're going to keep doing is protesting.
That's it.
If we're killing each other more than they kill us, look, I just want to put that part out there. Mm-hmm. Let's just throw that narrative out there. Like, they literally, yes, they do put harm to us, right?
It's injustice when they do it. When we do it, it's like,
what is it?
Genocidal. You know
That's
what I'm
exactly
saying?
what it is, but we don't hear that word.
Nah.
Because that's what they secretly want.
Exactly. But they're going to label it another killing. Maybe they should reword this shit another genocidal murder. You know what I'm saying? You taking out your own, and maybe they'll, rethink some of these things, man.
See, but here's what's crazy about that, see. They'll hear that word and think it was a new record.
That's a fact.
On level of education.
That's a fact.
Quick question. Y'all said that we kill each other, okay? So what are going back to the question we had before, what's the steps? How do we get out of that mindset? Because we know it's not just us just killing each other, right? A whole bunch of other factors into it, right?
Right.
So what do we need to do to change our mindset so those other factors won't affect us and make us kill each other?
You know, we talk about what I definitely wanted to do, being that we got Miss Lacey here today, is I wanted to get her idea on that particular topic. So right now, just kind of just like venting, in the first segment, we just gonna try to vent and, think a little bit. And then when she comes out, we're definitely gonna get into some issues.
Yeah.
And, get her opinion on it as well as ours, and we can voice it together. Because it's a lot of things I want to fill in the gaps on, like things men should do better. Like when it comes to
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? To fix the issues that the women have with us. You know what I'm saying? To have a woman on the podcast and be able to try to.
Because our pride, is men, get us in bad situations.
It does.
Like it'll take you and put you in a bad situation. And then when you start thinking rationally, now you're like, oh, what I do or what happened. You know what I'm saying? So, to have a woman's perspective on it, like you said, is definitely going to be a good twist on the podcast today. Definitely.
But appreciate it, Info God. Just make sure we do touch that topic and we don't forget about that.
Your question to vent real quick, because I wanted to say this, and it may sound wild and it may sound ignorant, and I'm only saying this off of the strength of what I seen today. Somebody, 21 Savage posted. He said, I'm not directly quoting him, but it was basically saying how, Atlanta need to chill out. We need to stop all these shootings, right?
Really?
So 21 Savage said this. So somebody quoted one of his rap lyrics talking about spinning the block. And was like, word, put the meme like, word, you saying this, talk about chill with the shootings. So he clapped back like, yo, just because I rap about that doesn't mean that I'm living that.
Yeah.
But my thing is, you still delivering a certain message for all of them. Not even pointing 21 Savage out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I wish success on all these young black men.
Because lately I've been in Griselda, right?
Right. That's all they talk about.
That's all they talk. But here's the thing.
Words is powerful, right?
Right.
And that's where I was going with it. That was going to be my ignorant statement. Is maybe we need to shift this shit back to the more powerful pro-black music, like how Public Enemy used to be.
Hold on real quick, Info God, please say
Yo, real quick.
Word. Yeah, that's right, Info
See,
God.
because here's where we have to understand, like, the older we get, like, I'm going to come in their defense. We loved the music, right? Whether somebody got killed in it, whether somebody, she could put a Sprite bottle in her pussy, Like all the things that they're doing, right?
Make sure we bleep that when we put the audio out.
Yeah, definitely on the audio. But if she put the Sprite can in her vagina and rapped about it, we loved it. Like we promoted all these things. And I just feel like now that I'm older to understand, it's all entertainment.
No, I was going to say it was all wrong even back then. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like even with the NWAs and how that really opened our eyes to the West Coast for those of us in the East Coast or in the South, and how we was like, oh shit, that gangbanging stuff is really real out there. And they talk about drive-bys and colors and bloods and crips.
They had to put freaking parental advisory stickers on CDs, bro, because we went crazy.
Yeah. So
like 70s and 60s, they were talking about love and having sex, bro.
Yeah, 60s, 70s, I would agree. It was love. Let's listen to the R&B songs, though.
Yeah.
The difference, like, how often are we talking about love, period, in R&B music?
Yeah, even those songs changed. Like, shout out to Chris Brown, but, you know, and all these other guys, but, you know, they really talking about, it's more profane. Is that the word? Is that a good word? Is that a word?
Profane?
I don't even know if that's a word. I'm trying to like with profanity.
If I had to bet, I don't think it might be though. Because it is a word. Hey, bro.
But Jimmy, you are right though. I mean, we do gotta understand about like discernment, right? Practicing discernment, understanding what entertainment is and what is should it be considered real. But like, I think. Again, it comes back to like how you speak it, what you say.
What do you say? Like,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
demons?
what are you?
Demons?
Are you saying that you need to? Are you telling everybody to go spin the block and shoot them up?
Yeah, but that's how they're taking it.
Are you just telling a story that says that this is what happened at a certain time?
I challenge anybody out there to listen and info. I don't even know how I ended up doing this shit because I was at the gym this morning and somehow it spun off into a different playlist. And so, I listen to drill music at the gym because a King Von song came on and rest in peace that I do like. So I listened to that one, right? But then it just went off.
And then you're like, what
Right. But for like 10 minutes, I let it rock out, right? I promise you, y'all, if I was 20, I can understand why these kids
they want to go out and...
Bro, I was losing my mind in here. Like, yo, I see why this energy is the way it is. But like, because, you know... It's frequencies, bro. Like, if you really want to get down to the science of it, it's the frequency and how it fucks with the, you know, your chemical makeup. So
and they're not old enough to decipher, to break that shit down.
Exactly. So,
but I'm glad you said that. Real quick. All that goes back to my point of we're blaming, instead of blaming the parents for doing their job, we're blaming the music.
And that's the struggle we always gonna have with this conversation because I can see both sides. I can understand what you're saying, where it is on us as
I agree though, because
and mothers and fathers.
If you think about it, what's the point of stopping listening to rap music if you're gonna still watch action movies where people are getting shot up?
They're still doing like
people, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I
think that playing video games,
the movies,
playing video games and shit like that. Playing video games then got schools shot up. You know what I'm saying? So like. It's really on the individual person. Don't be an idiot and take shit so fucking literally. That's what it is.
Definitely.
Okay, now real quick to respond to that, are we not influenced off of that? We more influenced off of the music. We ain't really shooting nothing up because of no movie.
Swear to God, yo.
It's just the music with us. But you're right. To say what you know, to agree with you, you're right though. You know what I'm saying? Like it is movies and that.
The DC sniper won't listen to no hip hop music to make him go snipe motherfuckers.
I think he was.
He was black as hell.
It's my son.
At least the scapegoat was.
Yeah. There you go. But you want to take a quick break and go ahead and bring our guest in.
Yeah, I think she's ready.
Yeah.
Not to sound like R. Kelly or Keith Sweat or anything.
Yeah, those songs from the 80s are real creepy if you go back and listen to them.
Seems like you're ready. What?
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. She definitely needs ID. Nah, she's with me.
Look at Keith Sweat. You may be young, but you're ready. Ready to learn. I don't even want to sing it because it's so nasty.
You may be young, but you're ready.
Nastiness.
Ready to learn.
Nastiness. Yeah, man. So pause, man. You want to take us out whenever you're ready, brother?
R&B, give him like a pill first.
Yeah.
We'll be right back.
Yeah, we'll be back in a second. 2 and 2.
Y'all know how we give it up.
All right.
porch monkey.
Introduce yourself real quick. Yes, sir.
Kato, C.K. Carter, and I play the role of Zig.
And can you explain to them a little bit what Zig, the role of what Zig is?
It's an emotional role, and you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sure like he had to, you know, I ain't gonna say do research as far as how to abuse women, because that sounds crazy, but you know what I'm saying? That's not nothing, that's just a natural thing. So to get into that type of character, the way, you know, he was throwing a lot of F-bombs and stuff like that. Like,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
I think the main thing was reading the book. It's a book called The Men That Stole My Soul, same title. And reading that really helped me divulge into the character more. Like, he smoked cigarettes, so I decided to figure out how to smoke. I smoke, but smokers smoke different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I decided to build Zig. I didn't know the real guy, don't really care to know him. I wanted to build my version of the character.
represented the best way.
You did a great job. I ain't know Zig, but I know Zig now.
Yeah.
I just want to say that. You go to school? You said you went to school?
Yeah, I went to school for acting. I graduated 2 years ago. I went to a school called the American Musical and Dramatic Academy. They're shorthand as AMDA. They have a campus in New York and LA, and I went to the LA campus. Yeah, thank you.
What's some other things that you've been in?
I own my own production company. It's called Robin City Media, and we focus on black stories. Robin City is a place where black story matters.
Robin City
Media.
We'll definitely be shouting you out on the podcast.
I also have a business partner. Her name is Sabrina Lesage. She works with Yellow Rain Productions out in LA, and I do a lot of stuff behind the scenes with her.
Okay. So you're based in Atlanta and LA, kind of go back and forth?
I'm actually based in Virginia. Oh, from Richmond.
Okay.
Yeah. So I do a little,
Yeah, definitely. Like, again, congratulations.
Thank you all for coming.
Yes, sir. I can't wait for the second show tonight. You can see him do the same thing again tonight.
So before you leave, though, any IG, anything people can follow you at or anything like that?
Shout yourself.
Follow me on Robin City Media, ROBINCITYMEDIA, Robin City Media.
We appreciate you, Kato. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Go get you some rest, man.
Don't ever quit.
You fucking porch monkey.
Can you hear that in your ears? It just sounds like, I think every time I bust and I finish, I want to hear that. Like, I need that added to my... But anyway, I shouldn't have said that in front of a lady.
Well, I'm not a lady, so it worked out.
That was the wildest intro ever. So I guess
It was.
But ladies and gentlemen,
Miss Kyla,
Kyla. I said
Lacey.
Kyla.
I've been called worse than that, too.
I got a little
So am I. It's fine.
Yes.
But y'all don't understand how much of an honor it is to be with this young lady right now. Like, she is definitely a sensation. I'm not even going to say viral sensation, because that's that new age talk. Like, she's a sensation.
And it's a pandemic, so nobody wants to be viral during
There
a
you
pandemic.
go. But y'all didn't get that, because she's very funny. We had a pre-podcast outside.
Yeah, I didn't know. Like, I was expecting,
cracking up, y'all. So,
I was expecting more.
Hey,
Like,
keep going. You're so crazy. Keep going. It's so crazy.
like I felt like when we first saw, and the info guy brought, he was like, yeah, I think this would be a dope interview. I was like, well, because I was like, I heard feminist, I heard poet. I was like,
I heard challenge.
You heard what?
Challenge.
Yeah.
I'm a real person, too. You know what I mean?
We
like,
know that now.
Yeah,
definitely.
I only have 2 cats.
Real.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like super, super feminine.
Millions of views and super real.
That's super real.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell my mom that.
Because as I started doing info and I started listening to the poems, and I was like, damn, okay. Wow. Okay.
Thank you very much.
I was like, okay, well.
My ghostwriter is smiling.
Okay.
Your ghostwriter.
I do not have a ghostwriter.
I was about to say, hold on. We got it fresh off the press. We go.
There
wasn't going to be a cut. We was going straight to
That's a Z's trigger.
There is a very famous rapper.
And you know info guy, I hate ghostwriters.
No, there's a very famous rapper who asked me if I wrote my own poetry.
Famous, really?
Mm-hmm. He's very nice, though. No, he's so nice, though. I didn't want to, but I was just like, yes, I do, sir.
Are there ghostwriters for poets?
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I did write a poem with another poet, and she used it and said that I didn't write any of it, even though I wrote the majority of it. But it's okay, because she had to use my genius and not the other way around.
There you go.
She said genius. But I just want to throw out a couple of accolades. I guess that's the word I should be using. Because I'm going to use that next week, Jimmy Accoladia.
Okay.
But Afro Punk, right? I was just looking up, like I typed your name in, right? BuzzFeed, Wordables. Now, like you said.
These are the people that have posted my work.
I know that. Right? And then you were telling me, because I was saying New York Times, Harper's Bazaar, Slate Magazine, Atlantic, Washington Post, and the Boston Globe, right? Now, I don't know much about
Tamron Hall show.
Exactly. Yeah. Though, when you hear certain names like that, that means something. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm so poor. It's fine.
It ain't even about money. Like, in life, I feel like you don't realize how rich you are off of what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Off of followers.
You know, I wake up in the morning and I don't live with anybody I hate.
Okay.
There you go.
I don't go to a job that I hate. And I don't live a life that I hate. I live a life that I'm consistently in the pursuit of things that make me happy and make me feel good and decorate the world. So
decorate the world.
There you go. That's a great outlook on life. Like you said. Yeah.
That's it's because I'm high.
That's because you're high. Well, I like
you freestyle that.
See, but when, like, I'm gonna be honest about smoking. Like, when you're high, that like,
I'm a very nice person when I'm high.
So am I. Like,
now when I'm sober,
okay, that's so you're pretty much a pothead.
I'm 100% a pothead, which is from the DARE, student of the month.
Round of applause for potheads.
When going from like the DARE overachiever.
There you go.
Hercules. To being a complete like stoner was not the plot twist.
Right.
That I saw coming. But I mean, I'm enjoying this plot twist though. There could be worse. Yeah, listen.
Let me ask you this.
I'm an artist for a living, so like I get to do drugs at work.
Could be worse.
I'm an artist
too. Worse. You could be sniffing coke with these weirdos.
Oh no, I'm only interested in the drugs that build, not the drugs that destroy. So
I know you just met Z and myself, but this guy, when it comes to cocaine, every episode that we bring up,
I gotta
he's
talk
like,
about it.
he's like, yeah, they were definitely on cocaine.
I'm gonna mention cocaine about 7 times.
Yeah, every time he says cocaine.
I don't do it at all.
Oh no, I'm not interested in anything that had to like go in somebody else's body in order to get here.
Keistered, suitcase.
Yeah, like in your stomach. That just sounds like a lot. Is the juice really worth the squeeze? If it's gonna kill me, I'm not really interested in it. I'm trying to pursue life, not like be on the edge of it and be like, whoa, that was crazy. We're back. I don't even gamble. You know what I'm saying?
You don't gamble?
I don't gamble. I did play the lottery and I'm still not a billionaire. So lesson learned.
That shit's rigged anyway.
It definitely
lesson learned.
I don't even believe the person that won exists.
Yo, Tyrone will never win that shit. Ever.
No, did you ever hear about his last name is Shakespeare? It was a black guy. In Florida, in Polk County, Florida. And he won the lottery and he was murdered, essentially.
Wow.
By his friend who was trying to help him. Wow. Yeah, it was a black guy. And it was a white lady that murdered him.
I'm going to say something. Just going to interrupt this real quick. I've been shooting a podcast for Monday nights for over 2 years now. So
interrupted you to give this announcement.
If you text my phone and call me on Monday fucking night or text me, yo, bro, what you doing? You're obviously not my friend. You actually don't do you don't. So don't call me anymore.
How dare?
All right, I'm sorry.
But was it like your mom or something?
It was my mom. I would have answered the phone like when my son called. But no, it's just. We got a lot of different things going on.
I just put my
300 colleges in 40 different states.
Yeah, that was fun.
That is immaculate. How long was that particular?
Oh no, that's over time.
Right.
That's over time. Over like a decade, I guess, or almost. Yeah, it's been a long. I'm getting up there.
Yeah,
I'm almost trying to figure out.
I'm almost 21. I'm getting up there.
Yeah, there you go.
Woo, we're getting old.
Yeah, close to us.
I'm in between. I'm younger than Beyonce, older than Rihanna. Is that how I say it? Yeah, something like that.
I mean, but you're definitely somewhere in our ballparks.
I'm in my 30s.
Okay.
I'm in there.
That's cool.
I'm in there for a little bit longer. I got a little bit left.
You can cling on to it for a little bit longer.
Let me get into some.
It's harder for women. People
what's harder for women? I wanted to get on this later.
No, because it's like, especially I don't have kids, so it's like.
So what's harder for women though?
Talking about your age, because ageism is very real for women.
But I feel like most women have embraced their 40s and.
I don't know yet. No,
I'm not saying that you're not 40.
Okay, yeah.
Most women have embraced that late age.
I've heard it's fun. I heard the sex is really great.
Fucking amazing.
Listen, I have my 30s
to keep it mute, but it is.
I mean, we everybody here. That's how we all got here.
It is amazing. Amazing.
Look. I've had some good times in my 30s. I don't know, 20s, I don't even.
20s don't even.
You were growing in the 20s. We don't even keep tabs on the 20s.
Yeah, sure, nobody. Spit in my rock.
It would have to be her, definitely. She's the closest to you.
Nah,
I don't think she'll.
Spend people's drinks.
No Sugar Avery in nobody's cup.
Yeah, it's like, it's weird because there's these expectations that society puts on you that you're supposed to do and you're supposed to have. Yeah. And like I was telling my younger cousin today, she's in her 20s, and she's like, everybody's getting married. I was like, girl, and they are miserable in their 30s. They're all cheating on each other.
I can agree with that.
They're miserable in their 30s.
I can agree with that.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
Sorry. I know. I mean, like
in the 30s, it was because you're still growing, you're still learning.
Yeah.
I feel like people shouldn't get married till after their 40s.
And I don't even know all that. Like,
for real, bro.
I just feel like you should know yourself.
It just hit me what age you said. He said 40s. I was like, wait.
Listen.
I'm saying. Yeah.
Nah, I get it though. I'm with it. I'm 43.
That's why I say that might be when I get married. If I get married.
See, but you'll know what you want at that time.
Yeah, definitely.
I probably won't want anything in my 40s.
Nah, you gotta want something.
You said something that, like, everything we said outside was off record.
It was philosophical.
It's either the sausage or the bun.
I said I was right before.
And see, I didn't want to say it because I didn't know to bring it. So
everybody thinks I'm bisexual, but I always like my running joke is I'm like right before you get to bisexual.
I don't even
like I'm a lesbian who likes dick, like, and it's a very terrible experience for me. That's like I've never been with a woman for real. Yeah. I just happen to like men, and I don't know why. No offense, you guys.
Because I'm going to tell you exactly why. I'm glad I have a woman to vent to because.
Okay, go ahead.
The reason why you like men is because
I'm stupid.
No, because that's what you were born to do. Like that's nature taking course.
Well, I wish
like a man and a woman are supposed to like each other.
Mm. Did you tell
not
me
all
that?
of it. No, I didn't say the right one, but you have the choice to be like, no, not you. No. And then you find that.
I think for me it's very difficult because I want a partner and I have no interest in taking orders from somebody I'm smarter than.
What's orders?
Like
Yeah.
I think a lot of times people do this concept of like, what is it? It's to submit, or like, I need a bitch to make me a sandwich.
Men submit too now.
Thank you.
What the applications for work?
Come on. We're not gonna. Okay.
Y'all run the house. You know that, right?
I don't run. I have a house by myself.
Yes.
My cats run nothing.
In a generalization of the species.
But like, okay, so this is my thing, right? Like.
What the fuck?
There's just this ginormous like, oh, I need my wife to do this for me. She should do this for me. And I'm only speaking from like seeing it and being it. Like just because I've never been married doesn't mean I haven't lived with somebody.
Right. Of course.
And there is, like this, okay, whatever I do, I have to put what I want to do on hold to fulfill what somebody else's needs.
Do you have to though?
But I think that what society makes you feel like you're not a good woman if you aren't giving into and acquiescing somebody's immediate demands. And like are situations where it's like women work the same amount of hours. We're both working 40 hours and then I come home and I'm still at work. And you come home and you get to watch, the Lakers. I don't want that for me. No, it is. Look up the second shift. The second shift is an actual real phenomenon where a lot of women, when they come home, they're back at work. They do the majority of the housework. And they do the majority of the child rearing while still working the same amount of hours.
And what
as
is the
men.
man doing?
Probably
Does he not work?
porn. Probably a little porn.
Okay. All right. See, this is the part I was trying to say
Porn
this for the
and
second
PlayStation.
segment, but it's not going to happen.
2 joysticks.
It's not going to happen. Second segment.
I told you, y'all.
Okay. So what I'm saying is but the thing is, that's just what the hearsay is.
No, that's a reality. I've seen it.
So
and
all
I've
men?
seen it.
Is that all men?
No,
Okay.
not all men.
So can I hear what you feel about those men? Like I don't want to
Which men?
the ones that can actually.
So do we need accolades for
Not accolades, but less. But because what happens is we, the good men, several, they
do white people need acknowledgement for not being racist?
Do they not need acknowledgement?
Do they need acknowledgement for not being racist?
Not at all.
Is the concentration on the people who are not doing something wrong, or is the concentration on what's wrong? Because I don't need to fix what's right.
Correct.
I need to fix what's wrong.
Basically saying like,
I know. I heard
bills.
I don't need a translator.
I was just saying. Well, you asked. I was just trying to break it down.
Now she said bills.
No, I'm saying
No. He was using that as
I'm using that as a reference.
I don't even think she's using bills as a reference.
No, what the concept of we understand as a human in this world that if you're an adult, you have to pay your bills.
Correct.
So what she's saying is that should just be something that should be. It shouldn't be somewhere you get an accolade from. That's what she's saying.
I understand. Okay.
I don't know why we had to interject. I thought that was understood.
Yeah, it was. I understand that part. I'm trying to get to a part where it's like, I feel like men of color.
Okay.
We have a bad rap.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Just like the things that you're saying about, the male does this. When it comes to outside of the house,
right,
the black man has it just as bad as the things that you're saying. So when you say, when you come home.
Absolutely. I agree with that. I think that black women and black men have it just as bad. And in some ways, I'll even, agree in a different way, if nothing else, that black men have a different type of danger that's behind them, right? Like,
correct.
Me, it's more of a discounted intelligence or a perceived right to labor.
Come on.
Whereas I'm not perceived as dangerous. I'm perceived as angry.
Right.
But I'm not perceived as somebody who is going to do imminent harm to someone.
Let me ask real quick.
No, go ahead.
So they always have the angry black woman.
Uh-huh.
They always have that angry black, like when, in a lot of movies and things like that. That's the portrayal of
the stereotypical angry. Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm used to this. Okay, let me not make terrible jokes.
Nah, you're good. You're good. We were just looking. I was
being terrible.
Nah, you were being great.
Yeah.
You're awesome.
They didn't hear nothing he just said.
Okay, good.
So there are a lot of issues. Like I was trying to wait till later to get to this, but it's fine. There are a lot of issues out there for our people. So like here on our podcast.
Well, did y'all close out on what we were just discussing?
We were discussing now because I agree with her.
Right.
We both agree but I agree with her. Like, okay, fine, we don't need credit. But the thing is that when it comes to white people and black people, if you're out in public and it's you by yourself and two black people are over there and they're just being niggerish. And what happens is you're also included in that.
I think, and I think as black people, that's like kind of a, hold on, sorry, we're back. Okay. It's messed up because nobody else, well, I shouldn't say that. White people, because other races have to be responsible for other white people. Like other white people do a very good job at classifying themselves, right? Like the different types of white people.
Right.
For black people, I think it's very much like
Yeah.
Either you are somebody who is black or a nigger. That's really it for it. Like
there's no
and even right, and in that blackness, right, and that blackness is still very contained in what you're allowed to be and what you're allowed to do and how smart you're allowed to be and certain things that you're allowed to attain. But we were saying like in the home, I definitely feel like just as a general statement, there is a different value system. Like women are not valued cross-culturally inside the home.
So you mean outside of white?
No, I think cross-culturally. I got a little high, so I kind of messed up my thoughts, but they're very cogent still.
That's why I was waiting for y'all to close out on what y'all was saying before I even brought a whole number.
Okay. Because I appreciate that.
My thing is, because y'all was talking about credit, and because you brought up something about, why should you deserve credit? That I feel like that's across the board for everyone, because as women, you guys are natural nurturers, right? So for the most part, and I'm not saying it's fair, don't get me wrong, just like it's not fair on the opposite end of the spectrum with men, but for the most part, it's your natural instinct to come home, make sure that house, that's why I crack. Once you have children, once you have children, your natural instinct as a mother, you're gonna make sure those kids eat. Yeah. Even if your husband is at home, you're gonna ask him, "Did you feed the kids?"
And that's the problem, because it feels very much like you're more nurturing. Feels very much more like I don't have to do anything.
No, because watch this. On the opposite end of the spectrum, watch this.
No, you did.
On the opposite end of the spectrum, the bills are paid. So, and I'm not. But, no. This is what I'm saying. Because I don't want to make that seem like you know what I'm saying.
But here's the thing.
Because that sounds like crazy the way.
No, but in today's society, does not. Today's economy does not afford most people to be a one income household.
Correct.
So we're not, we have these traditional views when they're beneficial to us. Like you take care of the kids when it's because like you take care of the kids because but no, you take care of the kids because women have always taken care of the kids. Right. But we're both working now. You see what I'm saying? Like we're both so
I need to kick your ass in a little bit. Is what she's trying to say.
Exactly. So that the roles stay traditional when it's beneficial to men. Like, but when a woman like, hey, I need a little help. Like, this is a lot.
No, y'all deserve it. Trust me.
I'm not trying to put none of my friends' business out, but I have very close friends, and they there are things, and I think I even growing up for me, like part of the reason why I am the way I am and so like feminist because my daddy did all the laundry. My daddy took me to school.
Okay.
My mama made more money than he did. But my mother never held it over him. Like he would pick me up too. She would pick me up like she would cook. He was not the best person in the house, but the
and you love your daddy.
I sometimes the duties were I'm his oldest, I'm her youngest.
Okay.
But the duties were delegated way more about availability and who could do it.
There you go. Yeah.
Okay. Nobody could find a sock like my dad. Nobody.
Yeah. Right.
Nobody's finding a sock like that.
So
that's why he's in the country.
So really what it is, listen to what you were saying. Like, would the things that you're saying now about the men, would you apply those same things to your father?
He definitely needs some work in some departments. But I don't think that he was ironically, like, I cannot say that my father was interested in gender roles when he put a hammer in his 7-year-old's hand. You know what I'm saying? Like, my father is very much, and 7-year-old me, my father was like, oh, you finna learn how to do this. Like, oh, come on. Like, he said he wanted a little girl, but I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But he was very much like, I paint, I do a lot of the patching in my house. I do a lot of the fixing up. I'm on my own line, not anymore because I'm just tired, But I'm saying I was never told that this is delegated. This is something only for a man. This is something only for a woman. It was if you do a better job at it or you're available, you do it first.
I have a very important question, which I think is very important. Do you think that because I've noticed a difference with daughters who had a father compared to daughters without a father? I had both. I had both. I grew up in both ways. Like my parents were together until I was 9. Yeah. My mother and I moved to Florida. I heard you. I have a lot of my father's traits, and I still talk to him on a regular basis. We just, sometimes I'm like, but I have a lot of his traits, so it's like I just go talk to myself. But even when y'all separated at that time, and then I just lived with my mother. Did you still have contact? No, I had contact, so I would go to Chicago over the summers. Okay. But in a lot of ways, my childhood was easier living away from my father. In a lot of ways. But you did visit frequently, right? Yeah. I saw him at least once a year. Only thing I'm really trying to get into is the difference with the father being in the life, like how strong you are, how you, like the way you feel, because it's nature versus nurture, right? Like, okay. Yeah, like, could you say that my gung-ho spirit and my, I'm going to do it myselfness is my father? Yeah, you could say that on a nature and a nurture side, right? Because my uncle, my uncle does a lot of home improvement projects. Like that's like in our blood. I love making stuff. Like I love creating. I've always been into arts and crafts, and it turned into I don't know if you saw, but I've gone viral from doing my 3D walls. Like I do 3D paintings, and I love making stuff. Like I just I see something and it's an art project, and I'm like, yeah, I want to do that. So, one could argue that's nature. One could argue that's nurture, or both. Amazing. I mean, we know that. Like here, we preach a lot of fathers being. Like I said, we're men on this show, so we like to reach out because we know the next generation is where we need the help. We're already in our ways to the point where it's not going to make a difference too much. We can just teach for the next generations to come. So I'm just trying to find a median where men and women, especially black and white, black especially, can find a way to mend where we're broken at. So I think one of the major issues is that Black men see themselves as oppressed, rightfully so. Okay. But they have a big problem see themselves as in the position of oppressor as well. You cannot say that men are the superior species, right? Or the superior sex, and then say that men can't be in a position of oppression. If you're in a position of power, you're the one who has the most power, then you have the opportunity to oppress. And a lot of times, as a Black woman, as a straight Black woman, straightish mostly, right? Yeah. And nothing else in practice. So far to know this. But no, as I told y'all she's a comedian. I still have the ability to oppress. I still, I can I can oppress someone who is disabled. I can oppress someone who is who's sexually marginalized. They're in a marginalized community over their sexuality. I can oppress people in that way. And a lot of times, people cannot see, past the boot on their neck. You know what I'm saying? Like they can't see what they're capable of because they're so busy, struggling for their own air. And a lot of it too is like, it's natural to punch down. It's natural. Like it's natural to say, okay, pop, 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 pop. And I think it's a shame that Black men aren't able to see that they have the power to oppress, because I think that is a major issue of why there is this lack of cohesiveness in the community. You want to say anything?
I think a lot of it is probably so because I was going to get back to this question about like fathers and daughters, right?
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of it when it comes to black men is insecurities, right? They carry those a lot, but they carry them, but they hide them. You see what I'm saying? Because they don't talk about them. It's not a conversation. So what I would like to ask, in regards to you and your father's dynamic, like what were the things that changed it to where it is now? Like, what are the things that made it rocky? Because he did mention about fathers being in their daughters' lives. I think it's important, but
it's
accountability.
Okay.
Accountability. My dad didn't probably have the best childhood himself. And so, again, like, anger is energy, and energy has to go somewhere, and it's always easy to do it on the person who's the least offensive.
Can you say that again? For the people that didn't hear you, because that was a dope quote.
Anger is energy, and that energy has to go somewhere.
Oh, you gotta let that soak in for a second, man.
No, seriously. Like, and the thing about anger is, like, it doesn't, also when it comes out, it's not clean, right? Anger's like messy. It just goes wherever the fuck it wants to go. It's not linear. And so they kind of had rough childhoods. They grew up in the middle of the South and, dirt road, dirt poor. And so, they're descendants of slaves, and that behavior and how you hurt a child, rear a child before somebody else gets to do it, is a real thing. And so I think for me, my father was never accountable to when I was hurt. My father never felt like you can't do wrong if you don't admit it, and that, for me, that just doesn't work. For me, I'm very big on accountability.
Yeah, because it's still, the wrong act still happened, whether you admit it or not, it's still happening.
Right. I'm very big on accountability, because if I can't be bad, I can't be better. If I can't acknowledge where I was wrong, then I can't, it doesn't erase it. It doesn't make it not go away. It just makes me more likely to do it again.
Exactly. Correct.
So I think that was my biggest thing, is like, my dad wasn't really accountable to the harm that he caused, and wanted to foster a relationship that was based on DNA. The respect was out of, it was a compulsory respect rather than a earned respect. And I think my father is not alone. I know other people who are like that.
I got a quick question just to answer, double back on that, and this is for all three of y'all. So you said accountability, and I like that word because
we love it here, PMP.
I think a lot of, I don't think it's just black, men or black men. I think it's just black people in general. I think we have a problem with accountability. Absolutely. And that's why we're not progressing. That's why we can't come together in a lot of things that we do. So what are some actionables for us to change that and start recognizing? Because I think a lot of it is deep rooted in pride, how we feel about ourselves. We always want to have the bling and the clothes and all of this other stuff. Yeah. So I think that comes to a part of it. But what are some actionables from all three of y'all?
For me, I just, I've talked about this before. I think it's going to take small groups, in each city that, it's going to take like-minded individuals to band together. And it's going to have to be small groups first before we can even get to reach into a mass. As far as anything, like, it's because me, like, I'm more of a revolutionary approach. Like, I just want to, like, I'm playing chess with it. I just feel like we need to organize, start small, like, use the internet approach almost, as far as followers. But we don't just want any followers. Like, we need the right people who are about the right thing to get together, unify, and move that way. So, for instance, we're in Atlanta. Atlanta would talk to Baltimore would talk to to vice versa until we getting to where we need to be. That's just one step out, I feel personally.
No, mine is simple. Like when you fighting to break away from a system that you still have to play within, what are you really doing? You know what I mean? Like what is like you pulling in the same direction. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like, what are we really doing? Like, okay, we always talk about financial freedom. How financially free could you be if you still got to depend on the U.S. dollar? You know what I'm saying? Like, and yeah, you could be financially free within the system, but you're still within the system. So to answer your question, within the system, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, there's certain changes we have to make within ourselves, and we have to, the accountability thing is just about listening and the message and who it comes from. Like, certain people can't hear it from somebody. Like, I remember when Bill Cosby got on there.
Go ahead.
Remember when Bill Cosby got on there and said something about, the kids sagging their pants and the things of that nature. Like, it wasn't, he was right. Everybody was like, oh.
He has issues with his pants, too.
Well, he was right, nevertheless. I told you how she's good. But had that came from an OG that shot 50 people, it was running around saying, yeah, y'all pick your pants up. They gonna hear it a little differently. You know what I mean?
I think, but there was an issue with, he was justifying police brutality because of that.
Well, that part.
Yeah, I think that was the big thing of it. He was justifying police. My actionable, it starts with childhood. I think how women or how girls, we gotta pause.
No, we will, but I want to get you to get your thoughts.
How girls and boys are raised very differently, and in some respects, kind of incorrectly. Girls are raised to serve, right? Okay. And for me, if I was born to serve you, then why we got the same amount of hands? That's beneath it. I think when
this is deep.
When girls are instructed from very young ages to be something that is to be pursued instead of learning to pursue ourselves. I think.
Really?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. I want you to hold that thought.
Okay.
I want you to hold that thought because I really want to get into this. Huh?
You got to fix that.
Yeah, I do. I do that, but I want us to go in fresh.
Okay.
After we come back, because we have commercials.
Right,
we're professionals. So we got commercials going. So what we're going to do is we're going to come back and we'll get back.
Is it a hairstyle?
To wish Miss Kyla Lacey. Whatever you want. Like, if you have an advertisement, we'll use it. But look, we'll be back in 2 and 2. All right.
You fucking porch monkey.
They hunt black bodies for sport. Gold trophies. Call them badges. Gotta go into the neighborhoods, gotta go into the natural habitats, gotta go where the animals are at, gotta snatch them back from Africa. Paid vacation, go on safari, call it administrative leave. It's important to take a break after a big kill, take a picture with it, frame it, front page coverage, set up a GoFundMe to ship the body back to the States because getting away with murder, Getting away with a big kill can sometimes be expensive. Heads secured with ropes, heads hung over fireplaces, heads hung over from broken spine. Where is PETA when you need them? Some were worrying more about fur than coonskin. Some were worrying more about poached eggs than poached people. Stay away from their daughters. You know they got it out for African game. You know they will hunt you. Gotta take down the pride. Too many lying around. Whoever kills an animal should make it good. Leviticus 24:21. Won't God be happy they're being such good Christians? Where's National Geographic? Some were snapping pictures of a noble savage feeding her cub, fattening him for slaughter. Her daughter doesn't go for as much on the black market, doesn't get as much media attention as killing a buck, doesn't cost as much as an NRA membership does. Everybody loves a good gun club. Everybody wants to get the next big kill. Cock guns and cock rifles. You know they always gonna get off. You know they always gonna go back to work. You know they always gonna return to the concrete jungle, because you know what they say. If you do what you love, then you never work a day in your wild life. Thank you. God, it's hot out here.
You fucking porch monkey.
That's a regular basis.
Yeah. We are back with Miss Kyla Janae Lacey. I like to say the full name.
Yes.
Because that's how my mom did it to me when I was in trouble. She would be like, James Ellis Green III, what are you doing? So
I just like to use everything my mother gave me, and assassins use all their names. So, and I come here to kill it. I come here to kill
good
it.
job. Great job.
I'm corny all the time. So
nah, you're funny, man. I like the vibe.
Dope, y'all.
Yeah, your vibe is like I was definitely expecting. I was expecting almost like a
Angela Davis.
I thought we was gonna have to come with it and be like more.
Yeah, I thought we was gonna fight.
No, not even that. Not even that.
Not physically, but like
just be more professional with it. I ain't think we was gonna be able to be.
I knew she was down to earth.
Have you seen me on Ari Spears podcast?
No, I didn't watch.
Oh, you gotta watch. Yeah. I be going crazy on it. I do his podcast.
And I fuck with Ari Spears too.
Yeah, he's funny. He's funny.
I'm gonna be honest though. When it come to me watching shit, if it ain't mine, I don't give a fuck.
Okay, that's okay. That's like, oh, I love this poet.
But we looked up. But we looked you up. Like we do our homework here. Like it say porch monkeys, but we've actually smarter than the average bear.
Well, you know, I mean, I don't know if bears take IQ tests. I'm sure they can get picnic baskets.
They do.
So
they do. So before we went to the break, though, to be honest, I can't even remember, but I'm sure you do.
I remember.
Okay, so can you say that again, and we can
So we were
debate this.
It's very hard not to look at myself right here.
Keep doing that because you're actually. That's cool.
Okay, I'm supposed to do that.
Yeah, you can.
Okay,
actually.
or not.
That's the camera,
right?
But if you look there or there, that's fine.
Okay.
Like, because
I keep trying to get.
I've been drinking.
All right, so I said that girls and boys are groomed very differently, and both to our detriment, right?
Okay.
So, like, girls are groomed to be pursued. Example, princesses.
Come on.
Find your Prince Charming.
Right.
You know, and being rescued and being chosen, right?
Since when, though? I need to interrupt because I don't even. Some of that sounds like Cinderella and shit. Like,
but do you realize that Cinderella is like from the 1800s?
I understand that, but the girls nowadays aren't getting raised by that. Like, nowadays, girls don't get raised by that Cinderella approach.
Okay.
It's more Nicki Minaj, Cardi B.
I'm talking about from very much young age. 7-year-olds ain't listening to
They're not.
Unless it's like Starships, right?
But
no, I'm saying intrinsically, whether a little girl listens to Nicki Minaj or the City Girls or whatnot, she's still very, very much bombarded with the image that she has to be chosen, that her being chosen is her worth, that how someone else views her is her importance from a very young age. Girls from a very young age. That's, you know, you get married, you get the big, it's about being chosen. Nobody says to men, that's why your ass ain't got a wife. Somebody said that shit to me. I see nobody wife you.
That's not true.
They don't say they don't do it like they do it to women.
I mean, not in front of women. Not in front of women. That's just things guys will say to other guys.
But women and men say this to other women. You're 30 and you ain't got kids. What's wrong with you?
I agree with that. I agree that those, what is the words we use? Those, what are the double standards?
Absolutely.
I agree that those are certain, there are a lot of double standards when it comes to that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think for little boys are taught that their feelings outside of anger and laughter is acceptable, are not good things to display. Little boys are taught that they shouldn't cry. Little boys are taught that they are important. They
Correct.
are taught that. They are taught that.
From whom?
From both. Patriarchy doesn't necessarily have to be exhibited by men to still be patriarchy.
No. I don't even mean.
I'm also taught that from the father. The father is in the home. He's the one that's teaching.
But even
I definitely think women reinforce that. I definitely think women reinforce it.
Thank you
my
for
son
saying
shouldn't
that.
cry.
Right.
My son like
why
be a
you
man.
why are you okay?
But I definitely think it's both men and women who give that to little boys, who give little boys that energy.
Okay. Not only that though. That's just how the written law of the land is. Outside of that, I don't know. But those things that you're talking about, like
that is the patriarch she's talking about. If you look at the definition, that's.
I think it's more of a natural instinct.
It's
Like,
let's just be real.
You can't tell me if I'm crying and you're telling me not to do something that my body is naturally doing.
Telling me what to do.
That's natural. You can't say it's natural to cry and then to tell people not to cry, and then that's the natural part.
No. I was more so saying that. Well, that is. Because as men, we raise warriors. You know what I'm saying? Let me just say this real quick. But this is why, and I'm gonna explain myself. This is why, because as men, we're brought up to protect the black woman. So
there is no man I have ever met in my entire existence that can outrun a bullet. And if I can shoot my gun, I could protect myself.
Yeah, but there was a certain time when guns didn't exist. Like if we're speaking on...
Right, and neither did indoor plumbing, but we use indoor plumbing. And I'm simply saying...
Indoor plumbing?
I'm simply saying, we always harken back to these like, men are the provider, protect. I don't live in
those
the jungle.
Those are those double standards,
right, but I'm saying, we always, that's how it is.
What can we have as men? Because y'all have pregnancy, right? And y'all have that. Like, what can we, no. And I'm saying this jokingly, but what can we have as men as far as like, because it seems to me like.
Well, let me finish this. This is what I'm saying. Okay. As little boys are taught that their feelings are not important, that emotions are a bad thing.
Thank you for that. Hey, can I get a pound on that?
Yeah,
I know.
Okay.
Elbow.
Right. No, but they're absolutely taught that.
Right.
But also, additionally, at the same time, they're also taught. And they are also indoctrinated with entitlement. They are taught that they deserve and they should have.
That's wrong. That's wrong.
You're trying to tell me that little boys aren't taught that girls should serve them?
No. I'm saying that's wrong to have that mentality. Yeah,
yes. Right. And I'm saying at the same time, if I am taught that if I were a boy, and I'm taught that my feelings aren't important, but I am more important than girls, and therefore eventually women. If I am taught that my feelings are important, what do I look like caring about the feelings of the help? What do I look like caring about the feelings of something that society, a group of people that society said is supposed to serve me, and I can't even tap into my own emotions? I can't care about theirs.
Because in reality, how many conversations do we talk about our mental health in black men?
That's where I was.
Yeah, but there's a balance there. If you're raising your son right, you can raise him to be the type of man to say, "Hey, okay, listen,
it's okay to cry,"
and it's also your responsibility to hold this household down. She takes care of the house. She created this home for you. All you did was provided this, and she created everything else. You're there to protect her, protect those children that you may bear, whatever the case may be. So that's the only way I'm looking at it. Like, because everything else you're right on. Mm-hmm. But I'm saying like the double standard with me is I feel like as a man, it's okay for me to raise my son to have the mentality to say you're the provider of the house. Whatever she brings to the table, she brings it to the table. Mm-hmm. But ultimately, it falls back on you. Why? Because society is going to look on you if that household fails.
And I have no qualms with the provider mentality, but But what the problem is, it slippery slopes very much into an employer relationship in a lot of
unfortunately.
Like,
unfortunately,
you know, like
yeah.
I can, and I'm speaking from personal experience. Like somebody, I'm not even gonna put this scenario out there because it's such a wild thing and it'll ruin my life if people will talk about it. But I'll say I know a specific situation where it was somebody who made a lot of money and thought that because they made all the money that they could
do what they want.
Right.
Someone
and it's like you wouldn't even treat your employees this way. Why do you treat somebody that you want to fuck this way?
So to get back on that, like the views that I've just heard, like I just want to say something about breaking chains. First of all, like I want to say just because societies might say this about what we're doing, all we have to do individually is do what's best. Not necessarily. So, but when you said, going back to you don't need to get praise for the doing the right. Now, and
look, I'm not saying an appreciation and a thank you. Those are important, right? Those are absolutely important. And we talked, before the podcast of the necessity of like appreciation and how that feeds into when you appreciate
getting better.
Yeah. But when you appreciate somebody, they are more likely to turn around and
value it.
Right. And be better for you.
Correct.
And not in a like, but appreciation just is a motivator. Absolutely. Appreciation is a motivator. It's absolutely a motivator.
What is the thing is about being a black man that I have a conversation with my wife over and over again. She's like, yeah, I have it rough too. And I'm like, yeah, you do. I'm not trying to devalue saying that you don't. In no way, shape, form or fashion, because today it was a particular instance. She texted me, it was like, yeah, a guy told me I was racist because I didn't give him something.
Was your wife white?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. I mean, nothing wrong with that. If you know what I'm saying,
I don't have a white wife, so I don't know.
Right. But no, she's not. But she told a black guy he couldn't get something, and he took it to, when really it was just because he didn't have a receipt. Oh. For instance, or whatever the situation. Because
he probably.
But he called her racist, and it hurt her feelings because she feels like, she loves everybody, etc. I just wanted to bring that racist part up because I wanted to go back to your poem.
Oh, I do write poems.
Yes, exactly. You see? Turn her mic up. How do I do it?
I probably could be a little closer to the mic.
The poem, I think it was the...
Okay, I'm going to break it.
We could come back to, the topics, but the white privilege poem. Yeah.
Okay.
The white privilege poem.
Yeah.
Yes.
Viral poem.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the teacher who played it...
Yeah, he actually called me while we were sitting here.
Really?
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
we talk all the time.
God, we're God-given. I just want to say that.
Matt is my friend. We talk all the time.
Okay.
I'm in a group chat with his family for Wordle every morning.
I play Wordle.
So that situation, he played it at the school.
Yeah, we didn't know each other then. We didn't know each other. Mm-hmm.
Can you explain that to...
So he actually, that was his second infraction. First of all, Matt lives in Johnson. Is it Johnson City? But it's Johnson City but it's
predominantly.
It's like.
That's in Georgia?
No, it's in Tennessee. It's like Blounteville, Tennessee area, central Tennessee. Very coal mining country, rural, but industrial. So it's still it's really actually pretty and very picturesque.
Right.
And, but it's 90-something% white.
White, correct.
And very Christian. And, Matt showed, he first gave this class, Ta-Nehisi Coates' essay, The First White President, with, it was about Donald Trump. And, these are people who are big Trump fans. And, there were words that Trump used and Ta-Nehisi Coates used them in his essay. And then he showed my poem, and he attempted to censor, but it didn't, stuff happens. So after that time, he was fired. And we were told that the reason is we were also, Ta-Nehisi Coates and myself were not credible sources.
Wow.
And it's very weird to because I actually went to the hearing, and I testified at the hearing.
Wow.
But it was very weird because I'm sitting in front of a group of white people, older white men, who are questioning my credibility to my experience.
Wow.
I'm having to debate with you my experience. And they were, it was just,
how do they even understand our experience?
Well, it was real fun because when he was the lawyer for the school board was oh, blah, blah, blah. And he's asking me these questions, where did you go to school? And I was University of Central Florida. And what did you major in? And I said, history.
Wow.
Here we are.
Right.
And I was actually, I used to teach too. So this is real fun.
Nice. What grades?
Well, I was substitute, but I actually had my own class. I was a permanent sub. So I taught 8th grade history. And I taught 8th grade history and English as well. And in Florida, I would swap between these two teachers all the time. So I was actually going to be a teacher full time. And then it was oh, do you want to go on tour?
You'd be a dope teacher.
So I've dabbled back and forth.
Yeah.
And the kids really, really enjoy me, and I enjoy them. I just kind of level with them,
Can
and
I say something?
they like sarcasm. Sure.
You're giving me the Hillary Banks vibe almost when I look at I don't know where I get this from.
I give a lot of vibes. I give Issa Rae for people.
Okay.
I give an Amanda Seales for people.
Okay.
I have never heard the Hillary, but I do especially when I'm high, my voice
sounds like Freddie from Different Worlds.
So I also do voices. I've done voiceover work. I was originally a foreign language major, so I speak different languages.
I know that, German and a lot of,
But when I'm high, my voice kind of kicks up an octave a little bit too. So I have to keep from sounding like that.
Yeah,
I can, sounding like a soccer mom.
Sounds like that early morning. Good morning.
Oh no, I could get that too.
I could hear it.
My best friend hates when I sing this. We'll just sing a regular song. Just give me a random song. Just give me a random song. It's on the radio right now.
Let's see the Good Times thing.
No, I need a regular song.
A
regular song. It could be a rap song. Just give me a verse of a regular song.
You may be young, but you're ready, I guess.
And this is what I'll do to my best friend.
Okay.
You may be young, but you're ready. And she hates it with a passion. Hi, Sean, I love you. She hates it with a passion.
That's
ready
terrible.
to learn.
Oh my God. Country music.
Don't do that. Yeah, you sound country almost.
I like it. I mean, it's more like a lounge singer. You may be young, but you're ready.
Working for $15 free meal. That's his pay.
That's
ready to learn.
Ready to learn.
Yeah. You sound like Elvis almost. I don't know.
Almost.
I sound dead.
Wow.
God, I'm going to hell.
You sound dead.
I'm going to hell.
I work at a cemetery too, by the way.
You said what?
I work at a cemetery.
What do you do there? Do you really work at a cemetery?
Yes, I do.
Is it haunted? Do you see ghosts at all?
Do I see what?
Ghosts at work.
Nah.
You're it's Jimmy.
I'm not out there at night.
Jimmy's roaming around again. I mean, okay, that's when they out there.
I'm roaming around. I do it all. But anyway.
I would like to know more about that.
We're not talking about me. We're talking about you.
No, it's cool.
Yeah, we're talking but I see a lot of people come out there and make out. I got to chase them off.
I'm about to say, I'm sure the customer service complaints are really low.
Yeah. Drum roll. Yeah, I caught that. See? That's not my kind of comedy.
So you know about Dead Ringer and you know about
David.
Dead Ringer. You know about all this stuff, right? Why it's called Dead Ringer?
No.
Are you serious?
No.
Okay. All right. This is a tangent. All right. So the term Dead Ringer, wake, and
wake
and and graveyard shift. All
okay.
Right. So back in the day,
like how far?
I don't know, maybe 1800s or so.
Wow.
They was drinking a lot of shit out of lead cups.
Mm-hmm.
Niggas was just passing out. dying, but they weren't really dead. They were just, you know how you like pass out for a couple days,
right? And you wake up.
And you wake up 3 days. So what was happening? The bell? Right. So they were opening up these graves, and they were seeing scratches.
Yeah, on the inside. Yeah,
right?
they were alive.
So like, okay, we're burying people alive. We should like not do that.
So they put the bell.
So they put a bell on people's toes.
Yeah, and that's
right.
Shit.
And if you so it was like. If the bell rang, it was a dead ringer.
I heard that. I didn't.
A dead ringer.
I'm too high to remember, but
And the person who would work the graveyard shift at
would
night
hear them and wake their ass up.
And so then they call it a wake because usually it was a couple of days after the body, you know, like after you died, but before you were buried, because they were waiting for you to
wake up. Yeah.
My eye looked a little divergent.
Thank you for that knowledge.
That's crazy.
We appreciate that. Because I knew that, but I'm glad you brought that back to my attention. I didn't know that.
I love trivia and knowledge.
So let me ask you this. Do you listen to rap music?
I listen to all music.
So what
except for
rap?
Like death metal.
What rappers are in your playlist that you listen to?
I noticed, ironically, I listen to a lot of Jay-Z. Older Jay-Z.
I know you said
like the classics. I definitely love Kanye.
Okay, I fuck with Kanye.
I like Drake when he's not singing.
Damn, you sound like a dude.
I can't.
Yo, she hit that shit right in the head. I promise you.
I love him, but
stop fucking singing.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't even fuck with non-singing Drake. This dude, they just redid the Bee Gees, yo. Like, get out of here.
Yeah, you do a Bee Gees song. What the?
But the Emotions is a Bee Gees song too, and Destiny's Child and them did that.
Yeah, but you can't redo Staying Alive.
Is that what they did?
Yes.
I mean, they did. I'm Too Sexy, and I was like, y'all, that is a interesting song.
Yeah, I don't think they knew who he made that for. Yeah, he made that for them.
I have an important question.
Okay.
I have an important question. Let's get back serious for a second.
Okay.
The word feminist, right?
Okay.
What is a feminist?
I am pro-equality for the sexes.
Okay, I agree.
And whatever is in between.
So I can be a male feminist, right?
Some people say you can't. Some people say you can.
I need to know.
I can imagine.
Can I feel be a male feminist or not?
Yeah, I feel like if the tenets align to the same thing, why not?
Because I've been raised with my sisters. I love my wife. I love my daughters. Mm-hmm. Like, I've been surrounded by women my whole life. Mm-hmm. Like, and I feel like I understand them to the point that I can talk about them freely, and it's actually the fucking gospel, right?
Okay.
So I know you were talking about men, right? I want to give you a couple of women, right? Okay. Women. Okay. For one, like, we love y'all. Like there's no doubt in my mind that we don't need y'all. Correct? But the thing is, if we decided to say one time how we felt about, like, it's okay for a woman to be a feminist. Mm-hmm. What is it for a man to just want equality for a man, to be seen or to be.
So isn't that a feminist as well?
No. I'm saying for a man.
So like for men, compared to men,
men who wants to say, who want. Okay. Who, because right now, like, as black men, I'm telling you personal. Like, I feel like as a black man, we are at the back burner.
To whom?
To everybody.
Okay, so you're saying that you think that black women have more rights than black men?
I would say so.
Oh.
No. I'm going to say we're equal with rights.
Oh, for real? I don't agree with that.
Okay.
I don't agree with that.
Now what, like, I'm going to say this from saying because y'all can make the same amount of money we can.
But we don't.
And this day, why not? I mean, but there are women there are some that do. Are you saying that just the ones that don't? See, because the problem is everybody who's the minority in a situation, of course they want to have a voice.
Of course.
Right?
Of course.
So there's no real judge nowadays. Where's the judge on? Because in a lot of households, Like you actually said you came up in a household where your mom made more than your father. So,
but my mom was also more responsible than my dad.
I mean, we're not even going to go that part because those are choices. I'm just saying.
You can choose to be more responsible. It's just kind of like a personality.
But the thing is, she still made more, which means she had the ability to be above. She's already above him at that state.
Right. No, but how is she above him? They live in the same house.
Because she makes more money.
But see, and that's the problem is that we are equating wealth. We're equating monetary value to actual value of a person, and that's where we are absolutely wrong.
And when you say
because
go ahead.
When we talk about being a provider,
go ahead.
If you're saying that my mother making more money means that she was somehow elevated above him, that carries over to a provider thinking that he is elevated over everyone in the house. And I disagree with that. I think if we are a partnership, we are working together, then why does there have to be somebody who ultimately is the one who takes the credit for all of it working?
It's not even about credit.
You know what?
Go ahead, see.
You get the last name, don't you?
See, but that's just credit. See, but that's something that's been ordained before we even had a choice in that. Before we even had a choice in that.
And we still have a choice in people's...
You're right. You do have a choice.
And we still have a choice, and men still very much are against a woman keeping her last name.
Being that I've been married, right? Mm-hmm. And I agree with everything that you're saying.
And your wife has your last name?
No. Yes, she does. Mm-hmm. But had she said to me, I want to keep my last name and I want to add that because we've talked about that. Mm-hmm. I'm with that.
But the thing is, like, so many men are not with that.
Yeah, but there's so many women that are not with. See, we're never gonna, if we're gonna go, I can't do this and you can do this. We're never gonna get a common ground.
See,
ever.
The thing is, last names in particular are
they're not even ours, first of all. They're masters, first of all. So we're fighting over a name that wasn't even ours to begin with.
Then there shouldn't be a conversation.
But it's going to be because as long as
this is what I'm saying, right? This is what I'm saying, right? When you go into situations where we have to negotiate whether we are going to, I have to negotiate with someone whether I'm going to keep a part of my identity that they don't have to. They don't have to do that. There's no discussion of
with the man.
Yeah, there's no discussion with the man like you taking my last name, nigga. Like that's not a discussion.
It should be.
It should. But I'm saying that already right there shows that he is valued more, even just a name. That right there is a great example of a much larger issue. Is that the sexes are not aligned equally. They're not. They're absolutely not.
Let me ask you a question.
Sure.
Do you think that because the name thing has been going on before, like we even had like a choice in this situation?
We keep traditions that benefit us. We always
sometimes, like we do. I mean, but I don't think necessarily the name benefits anybody because in a lot of situations, a lot of men don't even, on average, are deadbeats. Right? So
I wouldn't say average.
Man, come on. I mean, I ain't even gonna say deadbeats. I'm not gonna say deadbeats, but I'm gonna say they're not in the picture to where if they actually kept their mother's last name, it'll be beneficial to her.
I wouldn't even say that's the average. I would say that's
a high number.
I would say it's a high enough number to be concerning.
So where if they decided to keep their mother's number, it would benefit.
In my family, a lot of the people have the same last name. I don't have their last name, but a lot of people in my family's last name is Robinson. It's matrilineal. Yeah. I have my dad's last name simply for one reason and one reason only. Because Karen liked it better. She said if my last name was like, if his last name was like Jones or like
so that shit doesn't mean anything.
Stevens or just something Johnson, very bland, very like. She said she would have gave me Robinson. I would have been a Robinson. I would have been Kyla Robinson. She said she loves.
That sounds dope too.
I really like my name. I like the whole thing. You know, it's kind of a thing. I've actually had it a long time. You know, I didn't come up with it, but I'm going to take credit for it.
So. You meet a guy, get married.
Okay.
Are you going to bring up that to him?
I have no desire to change my last name. I do not desire to be the only person going into a long-term commitment, changing something so intrinsic to my identity. This is my last name. And that right there signals that somehow his name is more important than mine is.
Is that what that means, though?
What else does it
That's
mean?
not. It
What
just,
else?
It just means you guys signed the holy matrimony. I feel like if you want to keep your name,
that's not what that means. Because I can sign the holy matrimony without changing my last name.
Right. So I'm saying, so why don't
I can change my name without signing the holy matrimony?
This goes back to what I said as far as breaking chains.
Okay.
Right. Mm-hmm. Getting married does not mean anything as far as like that has nothing. Like names has nothing to do with it. So if you wanted to keep your name, Lacey. And he wanted to keep his name, y'all can do so. If y'all want to get married and then y'all have kids and then the kids' names will be split, that can be, that can happen.
I'm okay with that.
The thing I'm just saying about feminism, like you were talking about, like how I said, you told me I couldn't put everybody else's.
Right.
I couldn't put everybody else.
That was
offline. Mm-hmm. I said, you said I couldn't put everybody else's issues.
Yeah, you.
All right, 3 more minutes.
You want to explain what you said first?
You didn't have to say that out loud.
I couldn't put everybody else's issues above mine.
No, you couldn't put everybody's issues aside.
Not aside.
No, because you what you stated was you cared about the liberation of all Black people, right?
All Blacks.
Right. And you said basically
regardless of what
that should be the number one issue.
Correct.
Right? Like what gay people feel and what women feel should not be as important as the Black unity issue at hand.
Correct.
And I'm saying I am just as much Black as I am just as much woman. I cannot splinter those things for you.
Okay.
Simply because they're not all of those things are an issue for you does not mean that I can stop feeling the pressure of those issues. I can't pause the oppression, so why do I have to pause wanting to not be oppressed?
Okay. I'm very understanding of everything that you're saying. So that's why I asked the question. No. Because sometimes I just feel the voice would be so much stronger if we all spoke from the same voice.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Not necessarily. And we would also speak on those same voices.
So what that sounds like to me
is
that sounds like Black men being an ally to Black women and
correct
Black men or Black straight men being an ally to the LGBTQ community.
Because I am.
Instead of saying, y'all pause your issues, if we have enough room to hold our issues in our hands, you could probably help. You know what I'm saying? And that's the difference. It's I can't pause being oppressed because I'm a Black woman.
And we understand that. And we want to be able to stand. Like, I think the problem is we're not allowed. Like I told you, I believe I'm a feminist, but because I'm a man, you was like, I don't know if you would even,
No, that wasn't my reaction.
But being a straight man, but being a straight Black man, I feel like we all want our mother, our sister, our wives, our daughters to be uplifted and strong.
Right.
Like we all want that. Like I've heard, I've heard you say that before. Like that's everything I want, especially because I got 3 daughters.
But do we honor that they can and are just as strong as their male counterparts? That's the issue, because we always equate physical. We equate physical strength and money with importance and entitlement. Because someone is bigger than me, they deserve more. And that is a problem because women are naturally smaller than men. I'm 5'9".
If you allow it. I just think before we sign off, I really enjoyed this interview. Like, I think you should come back. I know you live here.
Please come back.
Yeah, like I think you should come back because you fit in perfectly to what we talk about, and I enjoyed the vibe. But I wish we had more time.
Yeah, it's okay. I'll come back.
So, y'all need to. What's your IG and everything so people can check you out?
Kyla, J Lacey, Lacey, Kyla, J Lacey is my Instagram.
Awesome.
It's like Kyle, but instead of an E, a vagina on the end.
Please go follow everything.
Please.
Like I said, she's already a viral sensation. She doesn't fucking need you.
Yeah.
Fuck you. But nah, y'all go check her out. Definitely, man. She is.
And we enjoyed this.
A lot of stuff.
Like I got a little bit, I think we need to come back because we need to get, we need to get more off.
We didn't talk about my poem.
Exactly.
I know that, but
that's why I just sat over here quiet. Like, I'm going to get to say something in a minute.
I'll be back.
We
so
just
we got to
kept
do
going.
this, man, because y'all don't even know why the fuck she was up here in the first place.
I know. I do poems, and they're kind of good.
Nah, they're great. They're great.
So yeah, dope interview though, y'all. We definitely got to get her back.
She'll be back soon. So thank y'all for tuning in, of course, to the PMP show.
Yes.
At Paramortal Visual Studios. We love y'all. Tune in again.
Yes. We'll be back Thursday, y'all, with the live show.
All right, so peace.
All right, we out.
All right.
I mean, I don't understand why I can't call you guys that when you call each other that. I mean, I don't understand why I can't call you that when it's a scientific fact. I mean, black people have nothing to offer, but I still love their culture and the ones that I can have sex with. I mean, gays have nothing to offer the black community, but I still love lesbians, the ones that I can have sex with. I mean, prison overseer. I mean, polygamous. I mean, there's only one race, the human race, so all lives matter. I mean, you were black first, so concentrate on that. I mean, stop blaming the white community for your mistakes. There's nothing holding you all back. Look at Oprah. I mean, stop blaming black men for your mistakes. There's nothing holding you all back. Look at Oprah. I mean, white women are just more attractive. I mean, light-skinned women are just more attractive. I mean, you're reverse racist. Every single time something doesn't go your way, you all want to pull the race card. I mean, you must hate men. Every single time something doesn't go your way, you all want to pull the rape card. I mean, Daniel Hothfuck couldn't have raped all those women. I mean, Bill Cosby couldn't have raped all of those women. I mean, being a black woman is like standing in the middle of an intersection where racism and sexism collide. Boom. Thank you, Houston.